Now we're going to talk about the design and the violence. We are so lucky to have VH as our fight choreographer in this production. He is just incredible. Hello.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
When we talked initially, Erin said to me, I want this to be really violent, you know, and really aggressive and whatever. And I have a 17-and-a-half-year-old daughter. Now, the one thing I can just say to Desdemona, the message that you have to give my daughter is don't give up easily. Don't lay back, close your eyes and think of Venice. Right. You know, it's about your fight and fight. But he never really puts violence in unless he means to put it in there. And one of my standing remarks whenever I'm doing a play, modern or whatever, is what would be missing from the play if you took the violence away from it. And in Shakespeare, whenever you take the violence away, there is something really missing from the character and from the story. And it's just there. And so it gives me a great guide as to what needs to be there as a common denominator. How you do that, of course, is entirely up to you. In fact, what's great about Shakespeare is he just writes, they fight. He doesn't go, and then she slaps him round the face, and then he grabs her by the head. So there's no actual description. There's only the incident, the human condition, as it were, that took place at that moment. They fight, or he does this, and it's very simplified. So we're up for grabs. We can rewrite Shakespeare. I've just finished my 53rd Romeo and Juliet this morning.
Oh
so, and each one has been different. 53. Wow. So you can imagine. I mean, maybe I'm blessed with a short memory. For me, Shakespeare is always about the human condition. The story, but the human condition, what it is to be jealous, what it is to be in love, what it is to be confused by love.
We're trying to make something that doesn't feel anachronistic. So it's a slightly different thing. There are anachronisms. The lanterns are totally wrong. They're 300 years actually from the future. But they look right. No one would think that the lanterns are anachronistic, but they are anachronistic. They go, oh yeah, of course, that must be what they looked like. So that sense of not getting in the way of the storytelling with the objects. Actually, some of the period objects might be like, wow, is that really what they look like? And that would remove you from the event to have that response to an object. The object shouldn't be getting in the way. Venice is totally man-made. It's totally a human taming of a natural environment. There is no grass, there's no green fields. It's all cobblestone, it's all mortar and brick and architectural lines. And so it's all constructed society. And that's sort of, for me, is the backbone of what Venice is and where we start this event. We get to Cyprus and we looked at a city map of Cyprus, of Nicola, of the actual cities. And again, it's a wall of this, again, no green space, no natural environment. It's a contained city. It's all constructed society. There's a fear of what's outside the constructed society, and actually what brings us down in this play is what's that fear of the outside being worked out from the inside, from within the confines of society. So we built a wall ourselves off from the natural world outside. Outside of the event, outside of society. When we were doing it in this building, that wall was right here. And the back wall was right here. Literally, right there, 4 floors below us. When we get to Seattle, there is space back here. This is something where we get to explore finally, is that notion that the outside world is beyond this wall, and we've built ourselves a way to stay away from it. And that as we then descend through a series of tiers down to this main deck, the main playing platform, that's where the event takes place. We get at the core of our society down here on the platform. The play's really a floor, a wall, and a chair. As my friend Doug Stein said, all designs should be, or basically that's what they come down to. There's a good floor, a good wall, and a good chair. You solve those 3 things, you've got it. When we talked about this play, what was essential? We knew there was a bed. There's probably needs a table, probably needs a chair to sit at that table. And that's it. There are hard walls here that just look like black wooden panels, then fabric walls here, and then it goes out. The idea is that actually from where the humans are, on up, it becomes less and less detailed. There was sort of a scaling out from there that was developed as we went.
So it's an interesting question about taking a design that existed a lighting design that existed in one room with one group of actors, and then thinking about transposing it to another room with another group of actors, and it doesn't really work because there are so many different details in the room and so many different nuances of the performance. It was totally, completely dependent on the rhythm that you guys brought into the room. And so just by the way you would actually cross through the VOM to come up on stage would determine how the lights move what lights are even used. So in a way, we keep talking about upgrades and learning. It's like a totally wonderful process for me, because there are things that we know that work, palette, angle, that we don't have to solve again. And this is an opportunity to take everything that we learned and, as Emerald would say, kick it up a notch. Even the way you're placed in the room will dictate changes in the lighting from a purely nerdy technical point of view. But the energy, the emotional energy that you guys are bringing in is going to spark new thoughts and new ideas, and we'll be in a completely new environment. So it may be that we go in and end up with a lighting design that is substantially different from the one that we experienced here before, which is great, because the thing that I am, as a person, absolutely, it's impossible for me to sit at a tech table and not work. And we're going to have a lot of good tech time there, where we'll bring all the knowledge that we had before so we can make it that much better. I'm really, really looking forward to that process.
I'm really thrilled that we're going on this journey together, and thank you so much, for being part of it.